Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. What was a huge trend that everyone forgot about? That weird time when everything was moustache themed. Girls being random with their quirky moustaches on a stick at beer gardens. Every Tinder profile ever for like 2 years. Moustache finger tattoos were the strangest. Edit, good lord. Judging by these comments, they were far more common than I realized. Did anybody not get a moustache tattoo in 2012? I knew 2 guys who had actual moustaches. Inflatable furniture was all the rage in the 80s. My sister and I got an inflatable couch for Christmas. The basement flooded that year and we used it to float around down there. It was awesome. We all float down here. I won one from Warped Tour 97 and I displayed it in my room for years like a trophy. Edit, folks, it was actually Warped Tour 98, my memory fails me. Damn this wretched and ragged 34-year-old mind prison. Bet all the girls didn't want to leave after seeing it. I had an inflatable backpack. Loved that thing, it had to be blown up every time I used it, lol. The IoTs had its share of inflatable gadgetry, such as the shoes with pumps. What is your excuse for being late today? Waterbeds. Watching media from the 80s and you'd think they were in every home. Still have one. Love it. I sleep so much better in my waterbed than when I sleep on my BF's regular mattress. My grandma had one growing up and it was seriously the dopest shit ever. I slept like the dead. Wonder how much it would suck hopping onto it when you're drunk or hungover though. Had one and had a dartboard, did not get along. The Panama Papers. Edit, 1 gold and 2 silvers. Gracias, amables discúsados, con quieta en Panama igual de discúsada. Asterisk translation, thanks, kind stranger, with a bank account in Panama as unknown as them. Shit, I forgot about that. I think that's the point, P. Considering that one of the journalists pursuing corruption links in her country on that died in a car bomb, it's clear there's a lot of active high-level suppression going on. Do the Harlem Shake. Bass drop. I remember when the Harlem Shake and Gangnam Style united. Gangnam Style really got a fuck ton of views on YouTube. Those bracelets that made you more stable /balanced or pulled toxins out of your wrist. I worked at a flea market when those things were popular and there was a guy with a stand that sold them and did the little see how this band improves your balance demonstration. He would have people stand on one leg with their arms out and push on their arms with and without the band. I asked him one day if that actually worked or what was in it that made it work or something. He just told me that he pushes on them harder without the band on and that once they've already stood on one leg and have been pushed without the band, they are naturally going to expect and brace themselves accordingly the second time around with the band on. I remember when I was little my mom told me they were fake, so I fell over when the male vendor did it the second time. It why I was such an asshole lol. Power balance bands. I remember when all the cool kids at my school had those. There was this kid at my school who claimed that it made him run faster. Kony 2012. I actually did forget about this one. Now he's just Jack Hyatt in San Diego. I fucking hate editing posts. Yeah guys, I know he wasn't actually masturbating, it's a South Park joke. I did my part. Why didn't the rest of you vote for him? Ear pets. 10-year-old me pretended to be sick so I could stay home and grab some limited edition ear pit once. I miss the days when I would be excited for each day to harvest the daily free omelette and free jelly. Let us not forget the soup kitchen. And the free wheel spins. I miss refreshing the pound in hopes of a painted pet. Going out dressed as clowns with a weapon and scare people. I'm glad that stopped, it was stupid and ruined YouTube. I'm pretty sure some clown wound up getting shot and killed, in NYC maybe. When he tried scaring someone in a park, and it died pretty quick after that. Hey man, clowns are people too. Didn't certain jurisdictions warn people under threat of fines or arrests if they did this too? I feel like you shouldn't need to have separate laws and fines for threatening strangers with a weapon and threatening strangers with a weapon while dressed as a clown. That huge flood of your film adaptations after the last Harry Potter movie aired. Bonus if the movie studio inexplicably split the last book into 2 largely empty movies. Edit, YA equals young adult genre of books. Think books like Divergent, The Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Percy Jackson, etc. I wish this trend would stay dead. I'd say it's pretty dead now. The new trend replacing it is these fucking god-awful your Netflix original movies and shows. May ye rest in peace, Irago, Ickheart, The Golden Compass, The Last Airbender, Dragon Ball Z, Divergent, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, and many more. Percy Jackson says hi. Golden Compass is coming back on HBO/BBC. Personalized ringtones. I rarely hear anyone with custom ringtones now. Bluetooth earpiece for calls. I use customized ringtones for each family member. Then again, I'm old. Ditto. When I'm working, construction, I want to know if I let it go to voicemail or if it's a text I really need to read ASAP. Silly bands. Those were so fucking huge and now they don't exist anymore. It's like they just vanished one day. At our school, everyone wore them and traded them with one another until the principal started wearing a dolphin one. The next day, no one had them on anymore. As a teacher, I have intentionally done this with trends I hate. I know a guy who ordered a huge shipment of silly bands with the intention of reselling them, and by the time he got them the fad was already over. Like that guy that ordered something like 1,000 fidget spinners. When I started college in the mid-00s, almost everyone had a BlackBerry, the CrackBerry era. We'd be messaging each other on BBM all the time and all that shit. By senior year those phones weren't even a passing thought on our minds. It's impressive how quickly it changed. This and Razor phones. And all the phones you could slide out a full-size keyboard. It felt like such an upgrade not to have clicked a button several times for one letter, though I did get super quick at texting using them and felt so accomplished I could do it without looking down. Flappy Bird. Didn't the guy who created it kill it? He created the game using a pirated version of Game Maker Studio. After the game got worldwide fame, Yo-Yo Games threatened to sue him for unlicensed use of the studio. So he took it down. He eventually re-released it in 2014 as an Amazon App Store exclusive, which is why you and nobody else heard about it. https://www.youtube.com. BTW Game Maker Studio is fantastic for 2D games. Everything from Hotline Miami to Risk of Rain came from there, but it's easy enough that I was making my own games in it when I was 14. Segways were going to change the world. Even though Segways didn't, their inventor the guy who formed the company behind the Segway, Dean Cain, has, even though he's not normally recognized for it. You know, Coke freestyle machines were invented by him. They were based off one of his many medical inventions. Edit. Because everyone is bashing Dean Cain for sucky freestyle machines, Cain was only responsible for the initial design. Source, https://www.coca-cola-compay.com/stories/freestyle-q-a team of 6 engineers are responsible for what you have today. The freestyle machine was commissioned by Coca-Cola so Cain could afford to produce a new water purification device, https://probiotic.com/2018/12. Dean Cain's inventions aren't as simple as shitty Coke machines, no, he's invented many items that aren't as easily recognizable. Among these is the auto syringe, the first practical insulin pump, though it's used for chemotherapy as well, for use by the general public, http://atwiki.assistivity.net/index.php/autosyringe. He also started 4 levels of school robotics competitions that have gotten massive over the last few years. Heelys. Kinda strange how people forgot about the single coolest thing in existence. You have to be careful with them around girls, you don't want to hydroplane. I didn't forget them, they are just hard to find in men's size 10. Edit, yes they make them, but every time I go to a site the adult sizes are usually sold out. Every single time I find myself walking down a smoothly paved hill, I think boy Heelys sure would be the shit right now. This video of a grown-ass businessman using them to get around an airport fast as fuck makes me think we're all chumps for walking all the time. Heelys made Home Depot and Costco trips with my parents enjoyable as hell, lol. When I worked for TSA, I had a pair of black ones to stay in uniform. Was fun gliding down long stretches during my lunch breaks. I wish having wheels in your shoes is more socially acceptable. Maybe even the standard. I use my Heelys to get away from my feelies. Heelys are definitely still a thing with kids. I was in Target a few days ago and a kid slid right past me looking like the smoothest motherfucker on earth. I had nothing but respect for that 8-year-old. Rainbow loom. Everyone had like a gazillion different little rubber bands. I still find them around my house. Oh god, I worked at Michael's when these first hit the market and people went bananas. They were super strict about how many each store could get, when they could be on the floor, never using coupons on them, and naturally by the time supply caught up with demand the trend was dying and we couldn't get rid of them.